Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. Gang. I like that. That's my son's soccer ball in the window. I like that aura, that green aura, man. That means it's gonna be a great video. This video, excuse me, 1 second. RIP Simple P, but I had to switch it to the core water, man. That Juicy J water, man. Shout out to Juicy J for endorsing. Uh, I think he owns like a lot of shares, so yeah. I don't pay for music, so if anything, I bought his book though. If anything, I just drink a little bit of core water. So, anyways, man, I had a well. Before I start this video, I would like to say that the story I'm about to tell is totally fictional. Okay, it's coming from my book. I'm writing a book. It's coming out this winter. It's called All Facts, No Fiction, but it's actually a fiction book. Okay, I never got arrested before. I never went to jail. None of this is true. Never been on probation. None of that, right? But this is a chapter out of one of my books. I'm gonna just let you know that before I start. So when I was 19, bro, I had a drinking problem, but I didn't know because everybody around me was alcoholics. A lot of them were older. Some of them were younger, and they drank pretty much on the same level. A lot of them were in organizations, and they were under a lot of stress, and they lived a certain lifestyle, and they drank a lot. We'll just say that, okay? At some point, I got in a DUI. It wasn't cool. I don't want to say it like that. I got a DUI, my first one, in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Okay, Lake County. Second DUI. This is what happened. I was planning on changing my life because I didn't have any direction. I didn't know what I was going to do. My cousin went to the military. My cousin Travis went to the military. And the family was all proud of him because he was supposed to go to college and he went a couple times and I guess it didn't work out. And he ended up going to the military. I saw how proud of them they were. I saw how much respect he got. He was getting a little bit of money. I think he was in the military at this point for like 2 years. So what did I do? I decided that I was gonna make the decision to go myself. So I was gonna take this day to celebrate. I don't remember what day it was. It was in October though. It was like October 28th, 2010, 19 years old. I didn't even plan on drinking that day. I just wanted to smoke a little bit of bud. And this is actually when I met a old friend of mine, the first day, and her friend. The first day I ever met them. Got to my house with the whole gang. Then I was supposed to drive the homie to go get his car. I ended up getting pulled over. They told me it was a felony. I went to jail, bonded out like 3 days later. It was Halloween. And my homegirl had, she had court the day before I had court, but I decided to stay with her and support her because I was just weird. And I ended up missing that court date. I didn't even want to go to court anyway because it was a whole bunch of continuances and I just didn't want to go to court, so I didn't go. Eventually, I had a warrant. Now, this is not the actual warrant that I had for him all this time. Um, I moved to my grandma's house or something like that. To be totally honest with you, the memories in between those two times are kind of fuzzy. But well, let's just fast forward. I end up going to jail because the police were just messing with me. I was just sitting in the car and I got out the car, tried to go to my friend's house. They put the light on me and I end up going to jail, right? Now, this particular time was the worst time. The second time was the absolute worst time. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going in there, I'm thinking I'm going to get anywhere between 1 year in prison to 3 years in prison, which is a long time for a 19-year-old. But during visitation, my grandma visited me twice. Once with my auntie, the second time was with my cousin. Yeah, with my cousin Julie. So I was chopping it up with one of the COs, and he was like, "Bro, you don't look like you belong. What you in here for, bro?" And I was like, "A aggravated DUI." He was like, "A aggravated DUI, a felony?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You an alcoholic?" And I was like, "Nah." And he was like, "What you drink?" And I started telling him, and he was like, "You an alcoholic, bro." And then he looked up my charges. He was like, "Okay, you got two DUIs, and you got if you go on my channel and you search up Trap Granny, that's all I'm gonna say. I was accused of giving somebody something, and after they took it, they didn't wake up. I'll just leave it at that. That's everything you need to know, actually. And I got back to the deck, and I was like, they said I did this. And he was like, "Bro, are you for real?" And he was like, "That's a 2 to 20, bro. You might get life." I was like, "Nah." Later on, I got all the details, but anyway, I got to my court case at some point, beat it. Um, they gave me probation for the DUI, right? But because the second DUI was in Lake County, a whole different county, I had to go to Lake County, handle that. It was a whole thing. Now I'm on probation. I ended up being able to transfer my probation from Lake County to Cook County, but this is what happened though. This is the crazy part. When I was taking probation, I skipped a part. When I was about to take probation, and I think about this every day because this absolutely destroyed my life to an extent. One of the old heads was like, "What you in here for?" And I told him, and he was like, "Bro, they're gonna offer you probation. You never been arrested before like that, nothing violent." And I was like, "Nah, I got obstruction of justice and paraphernalia. I had a weed pipe." And he was like, "And they're offering you probation? How much probation?" And I was like, 18 months. And he was like, "Or a year in jail?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Look, bro, you need to go ahead and take that, you need to go ahead and take the time, bro." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Just take the time, bro. It's a 1 to 3, you'll do like 8 months." And I was like, "So you think I should take the time, 8 months in prison, instead of just taking probation?" And he was like, "Bro, how many times you been arrested this year?" And I was like 10. And he was like, "Do you think you could go a whole y- year and a half without getting arrested again?" And I was like, he was like, "See, exactly. They trying to trap you, bro. They want you to do 4, 5, 6 months on probation. You might even get up to a year. They gonna take your black ass to prison anyway, and you gonna have to do the whole 3 years. Just take the time, bro." And I was like, "No, I've been in here for like 40 days, bro. I don't want to go to prison, bro. I don't. It's not just jail. This is bad enough." See, of course, when you're a young kid and you watch a lot of TV, you think that prison is worse than county jail. It's not. Cook County is actually more dangerous and dirty than a lot of prisons in America. Than most prisons in America, probably. You do the research. So I end up taking the probation. Now I'm on probation in jail. Not good. But I ended up getting out. Now, my probation officer was very lax. I don't like to call people who work for the government whose job it is to lock you up. I don't call them cool. I'll just say lax or chill or something like that. Because it's nothing cool about. No, I'm not even going to go that far. But she was very lax. She just wanted her money. And I even showed up high one time and I had alcohol on my breath, and she still didn't lock me up. She just wanted her bread, which is cool. Now, um, at some point, I was supposed to get a job. I was supposed to, check in and do certain things. I end up moving, which I was not supposed to, and I I moved twice actually. I moved in with my uncle at some point, and then every month I would go all the way up to Arlington Heights and check in with my probation officer. But at some point, I was just tired, bro. I was just tired of not being able to have fun with my friends. I couldn't find a job. I didn't know how to find a job because I was 19 and all I was doing was just getting money the way I wanted to get money, which was contrary to the law. And they made it seem like I was supposed to do I really technically didn't have to get a job, but I had to make all these payments every month, and I was supposed to take these classes, and that would require me possibly to have a job because I was still doing the same thing I was doing but on a smaller scale because I was trying to be more low key, and all my friends were either in jail. They were all in jail except for me and one other person, or they moved. One person moved. So that was not, and I didn't have my car, I didn't have my license. I was depressed. You know what I mean? So I was doing pretty well on probation until I decided to go to my grandmother's house to kick it with the homies. That is always me just trying to thug with the bros. So I thugged with the bros for like 2 weeks. And then one day, the last day, I was supposed to go to my back to my uncle's house the next day, and it's always when I'm supposed to do something like the next day, and it's always when I'm within a mile of my house. It was the middle. It was like 8 o'clock. Wait, they wasn't locked. They weren't locked up. So why would I think they were just trying to lay low too? What's her name was on? Oh yeah, she just got out, and then the other dude, I think he was on probation. Anyways, my bad. So what happened was I had I took some pills. We'll just say that I took some of that, some prescriptions, and I passed out in the car in the parking lot at the homie's house. And I woke up at like 8 o'clock. I passed out at like 3. Woke up at 8 o'clock and I decided to drive home. What happened? I did the dumbest thing that you could do. I had my music blasting. I turned it down because I was so far away from traffic coming to the red light. I saw in the right lane the enemy, a police officer. I turned my music down and I was thinking like, bro. And when I saw him, I'm just so just the arrogant little kid at the time, bro. When I saw him, I had enough time to, well, what up, man? What up, Johnny Blaze? When I saw him, I had enough time to make a left. I had enough time to make a right, but my house was so close. It was so close that I just wanted to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just slow down. This red light might turn green. It didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just play it smooth. So I turned my music down and I tried to creep up real slow and I parked real close to the car in front of me. Why did I do that? Because I didn't have the license plate on the front of my window, but it wasn't on the front of the car. And somebody already told me, bro, I could just go in the house and get you a wire hanger if you want. I was like, nah, bro, I'm straight, bro. It's in the window. And I was high all day, bro. I was high all day drinking, just not good. So I got pulled over and I didn't, cr- I cried. I'm not gonna lie to you, I cried. Because this is the only time that I actually violated probation, for real. The first time is when I drugged my piss test, and because she was like, "Look, so when you get out, we give you like 4 weeks to pass your piss test. You could fail once, but you can't. If you fail 3 times, you're definitely gonna go to jail. If you fail 2 times, I'll consider it. And the first time I was like, I'm gonna just whatever. And she was like, your thing is considerably high. Like, how are you scoring so high if you just got out of jail? And I was like, I was smoking in jail. And she was like, you were smoking in jail? I was like, yeah, have you ever been to jail? Like, yes, I wanted to get high. What's wrong with you? But so I went to jail. I woke up in the middle of the night and I started moving around. I was like, what is this? And then I like opened my eyes. I was like, no, what happened? And then I like started yelling out the door. I was like, hey, what's going on, man? What? I'm in jail? What happened? He was like, you got a driving on a suspended license. I was like, I got a driving. I started thinking, and I was like, damn, I thought I made it home. I thought I was gonna wake up in my bed, but whatever the case may be, I got a driving on a suspended license. Now, I went back to my uncle's house. He was pissed. He was really mad because the whole purpose of me moving in with him is because I didn't know anybody in that area. I stayed in Jefferson Park in Chicago. I didn't know anybody in that area, and I was supposed to get a job, square up, and just be a regular person. But no, that's never been my thing. So I got my violation. I went to court once, and then they gave me a continuance because my probation officer didn't show up. I went to court the second time. This guy said, look, your probation officer did not show up again. They're going to give you a third court date. If she doesn't show up again, they're just going to throw it out. But they want to give you a sentence. They don't want to do another continuance. And I was like, okay, what are they going to give me? And he was like, they want to charge you with driving on a suspended, but it's not going to be a part of your probation. So you're going to be in jail on probation. And I was like, okay, so they're not going to send me to prison? And he was like, no. They're going to send you to jail and just make you pay for that right now. And then they are going to, what did this nigga say? They're going to have a probation hearing in 30 days or when you get out of jail, right? And I was like, that's a blessing, bro. How much they want to give me? He said they want to give you 60 days. I was like, what? They want to give me 60 days? 60 do 30? 60 do 30. I was like, bet. And this is where the trickery came in. I really should sue Cook County for this because this is bogus as hell, bro. So what happened was the judge was talking. I wasn't listening because I was just so geeked. I thought I was gonna go to prison for 3 years and get out in 1.5, or get out in 3 years. I was just so happy that I was not listening to what this judge was saying. I just wanted him to smack the gavel, take me to jail, do my 30 days, and I can get back to the streets. But this nigga gave me my court case. He gave me the court date on the day I got out of jail. So he gave me 30 days. Let's say if it was November 30th, it was November 1st. This nigga gave me my court date on December 1st. Okay? But the trickery came when you go to, if you've ever been in jail, you know that if you go to court from jail, they wake you up at 5:30, you get on the bus at like 6, and you get to court at 8 o'clock or 7:40, whatever. Okay? So you could make it to your court on time because it's their job to take you to court because you're in their custody. This bitch ass nigga, do you know what he did? This cocksucker put my court date at at I think he put it at 12:30 or 1:30. Now Cook County, they come and get you at 5:30. and you're on the street at like 10, 30, 11 sometimes. And I'm getting out at 26 in California, bro. 26 in California is where Cook County Jail is. My court case is in Arlington Heights, Illinois. That's not enough time to make it there. That's not enough time to guarantee that I'm going to be processed out of jail, get home, take a shower, eat, change into some court clothes, and make it to court on time. And because I had a history of running from the law already, this dude put my court case on the day I got out of jail, and it was not their responsibility to take me to jail. Now, how he said it at 8 o'clock, I would have made it. So, this is what happened. I got out of jail at like, wait, how did that happen? Why did I get to jail? Oh, that's exactly how that happened. I got out of jail, 26 in California. Then I went to my cousin's house on like 87th and Stony, something like that, because I didn't have any money. They didn't give me a bus card and I was hungry. And because nobody knew I was going to get out of jail that day. So I didn't know if my grandma was going to be home or not. So I went to my cousin's house, charged my phone, and then I texted my grandma to see if she was going to be home. I took the bus and the train all the way back to the north side. And I was getting home at like, it was dark. It was wintertime. It was probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock, right? So I got drunk as hell. First day out. And I woke up and I called them. I was like, hello, yeah, I was just trying to see, I just got out of jail. I was just trying to see what time my court date was. And the lady was like, what's your name? Told her. She was like, your court date was actually yesterday. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, it was yesterday at 1:30. I was like, ma'am, that's impossible because I got out of jail that day. They wouldn't have took me to court. And she was like, I don't know anything. It just says that you missed your court and you might have a warrant out for your arrest right now. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't even have I didn't even have a chance, bro. Like this nigga really put my court date at 1:30 on the day I was supposed to, on the day I got out of jail. So after that, I panicked. I panicked. I went into a rage. I began to get depressed. I'm having a warrant is not a good feeling. I just, yeah, they did me dirty, bro. They did me dirty, man. They did me dirty, man. So I I gave it like 2 days, and I was like, hey, man, I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to jail. So I moved back to my uncle's house. I went back to my uncle's house, and he was like, "You good?" And I was like, "I'm good." I just lied to him a lot of bit actually. And then I moved out of his house in like a month after that or so. Moved out of his house in like after a month. I explained to my grandmother exactly what happened. And she was like, "We could just get you a lawyer." I was like, "Bro, we can't just get me a lawyer because of that. No, that's not gonna work because no." So I was just this is the birth of actually We the Bang TV. I didn't even have a YouTube channel at this point. I had a YouTube channel for only my music, but I never went live. I never potted. I never spoke on YouTube ever. I was like, bro, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get a lawyer. I'm not gonna keep paying these. I don't want to these non-colored people to play these games with me and keep me in these situations because why didn't my lawyer tell me that my court date was on the same day I got out? Why didn't he tell me to just take another continuance or get on an ACO monitor until another 30 days or until they can contact my PO? Whatever the case may be, I don't trust any of these people. So I need to get some money because I don't want to be homeless when get out of prison. My grandma is old as hell. She might be dead when I get out of prison. No, none of my family loves me, or they wouldn't have let me get in this spot in the first place. Like they were really playing, man. So what's up? What's up? So I just decided, like, look, I just gotta thug it out. I'm gonna get a female. I'm gonna get a girlfriend. I'm gonna stack my money up, and I'm gonna need some way to get money while I'm in prison. So I was thinking, yo, I can do this YouTube channel, and I could build a following while I'm on the run, while I'm committing crimes, and I'll just teach people how to do crimes too because that's all I know how to do. That's the only thing that I was very skilled in that I could actually contribute to the world because I don't want people to be in the situation that I'm in. I want people to be able to stay out of jail and stay out of prison doing what they're doing. And if they do go, I want them to have an abundance of currency so they don't have to go to the penitentiary or the county. So that's really the birth of We the Bang TV. And if you're a real one, not even if you're a real one, because I only said it twice, but the name came from a Lloyd Banks song. But that's how I got the warrant. I just did I just stated why I ran. Um, it was messed up. So I was staying at my grandmother's house, which was cool because thanks man, I appreciate it. Which was cool because they they had my old address, but they didn't have my new address. I never told them that I moved because I got back to doing what I was gonna do, what I was doing before I went. And I had a lot of stuff involved with that. So I was on felony probation. And with felony probation, they can search your home whenever they want. It could be whenever they want. They could search your house. Except for they can only search your room and common areas. So I kept a lot of stuff in my grandmother's room, but she's a woman. So if she would have got mad at me, excuse me, if she would have been like, "Oh yeah, all he does is drink," first of all, she wouldn't have done that. But I wouldn't put anything past any woman. But that still wasn't that still wasn't safe enough for me. So I'm just in a whole different environment, enjoying myself. But I started to get paranoid because it's not that far from where I actually used to live. So this is when my 21st birthday is coming up. At this point, I had this warrant for about I did probation for a year, so I was 20, and this is October. I had a warrant for about 6 or 7 months, maybe 8 months. And my auntie and my mom were having a conversation with me, and they were like, Aaron, you got to get out this situation. You cannot keep doing the same thing. So, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you, for your birthday, $1,000 and pay for you to go to a trip to Las Vegas for your birthday. But after that, you have to move out of your grandmother's house. Or we could pay for you to move to Arizona and give you a couple $100 and you can move in with your cousin. And I was thinking, I can't be homeless with a warrant. Those two things don't go together. If I go to Arizona, they're not gonna extradite me. And I'm gonna be in a whole different space. It's the West Coast. I'm gonna get more money. I get to restart. People don't know me out there. I'm gonna be around more family. And it's a lot of them. So they probably have a lot of different ways to get money. So what did I do? Let me just move to Arizona. I don't know anything about Arizona. I don't really know where Arizona is. And I haven't seen this side of the family in about 12 years. So yeah, let me do that. See, still stupid, thinking like a 21-year-old. I moved to Arizona. I dead ass didn't know that Arizona was in the middle of the desert. Why? because in my mind, I'm thinking, who would who would move in the middle of a hot ass desert? Number one, why would one person do that? Is my thinking. Why would one person move to the middle of the hot ass desert? And how do you get millions of people to agree that this is a good idea? Millions of people to agree that moving to the middle of the desert where there's no water, where you have to pay extra for water, where you can't drink the water out the faucet or you'll get sick. That happened to me. I got flu like symptoms. I didn't know, nobody told me. And there's no plants, and you can't go outside until after 4 o'clock. And there's weird animals, there's snakes and scorpions. And in Arizona, I stayed in Mesa. When it's birds flying, like falling out the sky like hell. Like, nigga, you just be walking down the street and you'll see a bird just flying. It just gets lower and lower, and then finally, smack. I'm like, bro, this is a dark ass place, bro. I don't want to be here. It's hot as hell. And what's that called? What's the little valley fever? It's sand all on your face when you walk down the street. Like, bro, I don't want to be here, bro. I didn't like Arizona. It was weird. It was 100 degrees at like 10 o'clock at night one time, bro. I was like, no, I gotta go, bro. This is no. I only stayed in Arizona for like 4 months. I didn't like it. I went to Atlanta. I got arrested there too, actually. I got arrested there, I think on the seventh day. Wait, no. I got arrested on the seventh day, which was 10 days after my birthday. Wait, 30 days after my birthday. 30 days after my birthday. My birthday's on the 30th. Yeah, that too. It's a lot of black people. It's very black. I lived in North Mesa down the street from MCC. I got arrested, like, I moved there on the 20th, and I got arrested on like the 1st of May or something like that. It was weird. It was something with the numbers. I got arrested in Atlanta. I got arrested in Arizona for lying about my name. They could have just let me go. I lied about my name. I didn't even have a warrant at that time. Like, they took it all, or they couldn't see it or something. But these bitches took me to jail for giving the wrong information. Oh, wait, no, no. That's not what happened. That was in Atlanta. They did that. They took me to jail for the warrant. They didn't have to. Illinois didn't want me. Arizona is like, I don't know how many miles, like 2,000 miles from Chicago, bro. They knew they weren't gonna come get me for that petty warrant, but anyway, I moved to Atlanta when I was 21 still. I stayed there for like a year and a half. I got kicked out of my mom's house. I went to go live with my neighbor, the homies, for like 6 months. I had to get out of there because it was getting way too toxic and they were about to lose the house anyway. We didn't have water. I mean, we didn't have hot water for like 4 out of those 6 months that I lived there. And it was just bad. It was very toxic. And then I moved back to Chicago, back with my grandma. But the only difference was I was working a square job when I was in Atlanta. And I saved up some money and I found out a hustle. And it wasn't legal, but it was a hustle that I could do. What's that called? It was a location indiscriminate hustle. I was scamming niggas on the internet. Um, then I moved back to Chicago. I had a warehouse job. What did I do after that? I had a warehouse job. Then I got real good at the scams. I wasn't scamming people actually. I was writing essays. And then what happened after that? I was 22. I turned 23. I met a thotty. Then I met my baby mama. Then I got her pregnant. I moved in with her. Then we got evicted. No, I didn't get evicted. She got evicted. And then we moved back in with my grandmother, had the baby. We moved to Oklahoma. We moved in with her dad, slept on the floor with 6 people in a 2 bedroom house, like 8 people actually. We got our own crib. That was trash. Then we moved back in with my grandmother, back to the danger zone. Then it was me, my cousin, my grandmother, her, and our child, and a dog. 5 people and a big ass dog in a 1 bedroom apartment. Then, oh, to see, I fast forwarded a lot. So this is the moment of truth. What happened was my grandmother got fed up because me and my BM were first one were always fighting and I was always drunk and the baby was running around naked and she kept telling us how to raise our child and I had a good job but then I quit it for some I don't remember why. I just didn't like it probably. Oh, I quit that job because they were lowering my pay by $1 because the season was changing. And that job, that was already not enough money in the first place. Um, and then they wanted to say, but if you sign on, if you hire on to the job, then your pay is only gonna lower 50 cents. Nigga, don't pay me at all. Which that wasn't a good idea. That was horrible because I was making decent money. Um, the moment of truth came. So my grandmother made an announcement. She was like, "Hey, bro, I really don't want none of you niggas here. But if somebody's gonna live here, your cousin has to stay here. He's saving his money so he can go to Egypt." That nigga wasn't saving his money to go to Egypt. I don't know why he told my grandma that. But she was like, "You can one of y'all can stay with the baby, but you guys both can't stay because this is ridiculous." So, anyways, we moved into a hotel. I didn't want to live in a hotel. I moved back in with my grandmother. I met this chick off the internet. I moved in with her for like 2 or 3 months, got my money up, and came back. And then my grandmother made the bigger announcement. She said, "Look, that's cute and all. You got some money, you take care of your baby, but I'm moving to North Carolina." I was like, "Hold on, bitch. You just gonna move to North Carolina? You've been here for like 10 years. I just really need one more year to stack up some money." And she was like, "Nope, moving to North Carolina." And I was like, "Bro, so what did I do?" I'm not even gonna tell that part of the story. That's not even important. So I was scared. I was scared and I didn't know what to do. I told my BM and she said, "We can just move." We were saving our money to move to New Orleans. Move to New Orleans and start over. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to keep having this warrant though, bro. So when my grandma moves to North Carolina, I'ma just give you all the money. You get an apartment. I'ma do my time. Hopefully it's less than 3 years, and I'll get out. She was like, "Okay, boom." So second to last day, I went, got drunk, listened to music. I cried. I cried. I had been on the run for 8 years, from 19 years old. No, no, no. From 20 years old, I made a lot of friends, had a lot of fun, transformed, ducked the police so many times, so many times. In Chicago, I never got carded or stopped or messed with by the police at all. Arizona, same day. Atlanta, it took like a year and a whole year, almost, like maybe 9 months. But this was finally it, man. I was turning myself in. I didn't know what to feel. I was scared, bro. I was very afraid. Was this shit gonna run off on my with my money? Is she gonna have some other dude raising my baby? Am I gonna not have anything when I get out? Are they gonna take down my YouTube channel when I'm in prison? Is anybody gonna love me anymore? So I went to the police station, turned myself in. I made the announcement. I said, "Hey, I have a arrest warrant." And he was like, "You got an arrest warrant?" I smoked my cigarettes. I smoked like 3 cigarettes. I was so scared, bro. And I left them at the train station for a transient to pick them up. He was like, "You got a warrant?" And I was like, "Yes, I have an arrest warrant." And he was like, "Wait here. We got to go check." And I was like, "Wait here?" He was like, "Yeah, don't go back outside." And I was like, "So you gonna make me wait to go to jail? Take me to jail now, nigga. What is wrong with you, bro?" This nigga went to go check. I was sitting there for 15 minutes and I'm thinking, shit, maybe they took it out and the player could go home. Well, I don't have a home, but maybe I could leave. No. What did this? All right, yeah, man. Says you have a warrant. Come on in. Take your shoelaces off, belt. And I was like, man. Now, mind you, the last time I had been to Cook County Jail before this is 2018, bro. 19, 18. Last time I've been to Cook County Jail was 2013, 5 years. A lot changed. A lot changed. I don't want to go into the I don't want to go into the actual specifics, but I went to jail. That sucked. And I saw my judge for the sentencing. Now, this is what happened. I went to court and went before the judge. She called my name. She said, "This is what made me want to. I wanted to shit on myself." This. She said, "Aaron Hister. Is this the guy that was on the run for like 7 years?" I was like, "Oh, I'm cooked." She's about to smoke my taco. Yeah. So, Mr. Hister, blah, 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 blah. Why were you? I was like, Your Honor, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just wanted to get my dick sucked, baby. I didn't want to go to jail. I just wanted to get my dick sucked and go to sleep. And she was like, "I feel you, my dude. I'm not gonna lie to you though. You shouldn't have ran though, bro. Like, you feel me?" I was like, "I feel you," but she was like, "I know." So look, this is what we're gonna do for you, bro. She was like, "You've been on probation. You only violated once. That was like 10 years ago. So what we're gonna do is I need you. I'm gonna give you. You already been in jail for what? 11 days. I was like, yeah, 11 days. We're not gonna give you credit for 11 days. I'm gonna give you 60 more days, but I'm gonna give you 30 days. If you come back and you're good, I'm gonna give you 30 more days, and then if you're good, then I'll release you within 60 days. And I was like, what? She essentially what she said was, I'm gonna give you probation in jail. Inside of jail, you're gonna be on probation. You come see me in 30 days, then I'm gonna release you in 30 to 60 more days. So she was only gonna give me uh 90 days. Well, how much? No, 120 days actually. I don't know why I said 90. Now let me break it down. Why? Because all of those times that I have been to jail, I got arrested again in Illinois as well, actually. I forgot about that. I forgot to tell you about that. I made a story about that, actually. A video. It's called My Trip to New Orleans. That's when I went to jail. In, what was that? Bloomington, Illinois, for 60 days. And then I went to Lake County for 60 days. So, anyways, I have been to jail so many times all over the country that it counted towards what they were going to give me, time considered served, for this warrant. I went to jail in Maricopa County for 30 days, no, 2 weeks. I went to jail in Georgia for like a week. I went to jail in Bloomington for 60 days, Lake County for 60 days, Cook County for 60 days, twice. No, 60 days, then 30 days, and then 2 weeks the first time. And I went to jail another time, I can't remember, probably. And then this 11 days. And then the 60 days altogether would have been 6 months. So, anyways, and then the probation, I already did a year on probation. So that altogether, time considered served. And I didn't even think about that. And then I did my time, and she came back, and she was like, "No, this is my lawyer." He was like, "Look, bro, this is a blessing. She doesn't do this for people, so you cannot mess this up. Don't get any violations. Don't get any fights. Don't do this. Don't do this. We have you on a minimum lockup. So I, I've been doing this for a long time. I know you have access to all kind of stuff in there. Don't do any of that. I want to be able to give you a test and you test clean because she knows too. Fine. That didn't happen. I got a Zanny habit, and I never really did Zans before. Like I did Zan, like I sold, but I never really was partaking in those. I was stressed out, and I was very stressed out about being possibly homeless and getting out of prison, jail. My bad. My baby mama wasn't picking up because she was mad that I went to go live with another girl for 2 months. Whatever. Leaving me in jail is foul. But I did a lot. I was doing like 3 a day, trying to sleep the time away, which that wasn't a good idea. Because when I didn't take them, I couldn't sleep, and I was very cranky, and I couldn't eat like that either. Um, so I was nervous, bro. It was a tornado in New Orleans when I was in jail. My baby mama and my son was down there in jail. She was not answering the phone. I was paying people to text her sandwiches and cigarettes and all kind of stuff to text her. She wasn't texting back. This is the punishment because you left me with our child. First of all, my grandma was watching the baby and you were at work. You had 2 jobs. So I didn't leave you with a baby. Not that long. And I was handling business. I was paying child support. Man. Anyways, that's the past. Let's talk about the future past. So in the future past, I was stressing out. So I was doing Zans. I couldn't take a test. But she said, which was a lie. Shout out to the judge, but that scared me. Scared me. So I go to court and she looked at the paper. She looked at me like this under her glasses. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to jail. You gonna don't play with me. Don't play with me." And she was like, "Mr. Hister, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like this situation at all. You were on probation. You did good for a year, but you didn't do anything that we asked you to do. You didn't do the classes. You didn't do the this. You didn't do this. You didn't go to one class. You've been on the run for 8 years, and you failed a test. You know I could still send you to prison for 1 to 3 years, right?" And I was like, "Your Honor, I understand that, but that was a long time ago. I changed. It would be totally fair for you to punish me for something that I did um, almost 10 years ago. I don't think you should do that because that would be kind of like punishing a whole different person for a crime they didn't commit, even though I did do it. But I just want to see my son. I went to college. You know, I just want to finish my barber school. I was so close. I did 9 out of 11 months. I just want to go back to barber school, continue my rap career, open up my own shop, and just like, I got a daughter on the way. And she was like, "You got a daughter on the way." Cap! I was like, "I am capping though. But still, G, come on, bro." And she was like, all right, look, I got you, bro. Go ahead and go back to jail. As soon as you get to jail, you get out. And I was like, Your Honor, so you mean to tell me? No, no, no. Look, this is what she did. This mother, she was like, she was looking at the paper and she was like, unfortunately, Mr. Hister. And I was like, I wanted to make a sound that sounded something like this. Oh! She said, unfortunately, Mr. Hister. And I was doing this with my fingers behind my back. I do that in jail when I'm at court. I was doing like this, rubbing my fingers together. She said, unfortunately, Mr. Hister. And she paused like that. And I was like, my heart's do. I'm like, bro, I know she's not about to send me to prison for 3 years, bro. I know that God doesn't hate me like that, bro. Like, come on, bro. I know God, you kind of like me, but you kind of don't. You made me 5'9", but you could have made me 6'2" like my dad. But whatever. Don't let this devil send me to prison after our people were enslaved for 400 years, for 2,000 years. Don't let her do that. She said, unfortunately, Mr. Hister, for you to get your license back, it's gonna cost you about $5,000. And I was like, I was confused. I'm like, what? I don't care about, what? I don't care about that, bro. Am I going home or not? And she was like, I'm gonna give you so when you get out of jail, that's something that you should totally look into because you have a child and you have a child on the way. You're gonna need to be able to drive, but I want you to do it legally this time. So what we're gonna do is give you time considered served, and then after I heard that, it just felt like a whole bunch of flowers coming out the top of my head, and the world just got really big. My heart was still beating fast, but I wanted to fall back, and I felt this warmth in my spine, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was finally free. I was finally free. I was in jail, but I was like, finally, bro. My whole 20s, I've been looking over my shoulder, couldn't defend myself in certain situations, couldn't do certain things, couldn't go out after a certain time, or if I did, I was hella paranoid. Just finally, bro, like I had PTSD from having a warrant for so long. Finally, I don't have a warrant anymore. When I get out of this, I can walk down the street without looking over my shoulder. So I got back to jail. I talked to my lawyer. I was like, so when I get out of jail, I could go home? And he was like, look, that's not exactly. You really technically have 60 more days to do. But it depends on the algorithm of the Cook County database. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, she she gave you a sentence of 120 days. So if you don't qualify for good time, then you have to do another 60 days. And I was like, how do y'all what determines that? And he was like, it all depends on what the jail wants to do. And I was like, when do I find this out? And he was like, when you get back to Cook County and you go to the bullpen to take you back to your deck, then the people on the computers will be able to tell you if you're gonna get out today or if you're gonna get out in 60 more days. And I was like, this is some bullshit. I kind of don't care because I actually have a release date and I'm not going to prison. But to not know if you're going to go home today or in 60 days when you just did 71 days is crazy. It's crazy. To be on probation in jail, in Cook County Jail, and I was thugging in there every day. But anyway, so long story short, bros, I got back to the bullpen and I met my cousin in there. Fuck her though. I went so long without cursing, but I got back to the bullpen and I got my answer, man. I was able to go back, get out to the world. Hey man, Sergio Silva, yeah, time flies. I had a warrant that whole time, bro. That's the birth of A1 Ice House because I had a warrant. That's all I was drinking was Ice House, and the homies call me A1. But Got a release date, but I was scared, bro, because I was homeless. Nobody, I didn't have a phone. So I got out of jail and it just felt so amazing. I got on the blue line. I went to the Rosemont station, just kicked it until it got too cold. I got on the blue line and just rode that all the way around until I fell asleep. I woke up, I went back to the police station, got my phone, contacted my baby mama. Oh, that's what's up, man. See, we got one of the bang gangers, man. One of the authentic gang bangers, bang gangers. We the bang, man. We the bang, man. We both still alive. We made it. We made it through COVID. We made it, man. Peace. But slept on the train, contacted my BM. Her ass was in a homeless shelter in Chicago when she was supposed to take my money and get an apartment in New Orleans. That didn't happen. Turns out, whole time when I was in jail, she was sleeping in a minivan at a gas station in a hurricane when the hurricane happened. She had my child, my baby boy, sleeping in a minivan. She stayed with some people that were not putting good things in their body and they almost lost their lives. But she ended up coming back, not coming back, going back to jail. And I ended up, I slept on the train and I was in a homeless shelter. I had a job when I was in jail and I had a job hustle. I was stealing peanut butter and I was stealing peanut butter and Kool-Aid packets for the bodybuilders and they were giving me money on my books. So, anyways, a lot because I worked in a lot. Like I'm talking about boxes like this, like big boxes. Anyways, so I got out of jail. I had a couple $100, paid my phone bill, and end up going to a homeless shelter in Joliet. I got a job at a temp agency, got my crib, and now I'm here, man. California, man, living a dream, man. But that was horrible, bro. Like that was horrible. Raymond said, "Yeah, we did, and drug addiction too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that happened. That happened, bro. But that was horrible, bro. Like I had a lot of fun during that long 8 years. It taught me a lot. It taught me the importance of socializing, and I think about it every day because there is so much I missed. Like I never dated. I never did. I didn't do anything that a person in their 20s should do. Like not really. Um, I went to I went to the bar like 3 times. Like I was 85% in the house. It was bad. Like when I was drinking every day, even though like okay, I'm on papers, I have probation, I could smoke. Weed was not legal in Illinois. So me blowing, people might be able to call the police or report it and say my grandma's in there, which I didn't even think about that. Like they wouldn't have called the police on an old ass lady. Like that old ass lady's in there getting high. Let her. She's 60 something, bro. Let her smoke weed. You gonna call the police on the elderly woman? What's wrong with you? I didn't even think about that, but like I was drunk watching TV. I'd be watching like Jersey Shore, but mind you, this is when Jersey Shore first smacked, like the second season. So they were MTV. 85% of the chance they were playing Jersey Shore, bro. And if they weren't playing it on MTV, they're playing it on MTV too. See, yeah, my grandma had that good cable. Touch your neighbor, say good cable. It was either in some point of the time, bro. They were playing Jersey Shore on VH1, bro. They were playing Jersey Shore on like 4 different channels at one time. You feel me? So I'll just be getting drunk, and just to make it feel like I have company, I would be drinking the Jersey Shore, bro. Watching this, like a it was foolish. Or I would be making. I did make a lot of music. Now I made music. I would kick it with Thirsty because he couldn't go anywhere because he had a lot of kids. I think he only had 2 kids back then, but one is a lot. Shit. When you don't have money and when you can't do what you want to do. But I had some great times, bro. I spent a lot of time alone. It severely damaged me, to be honest with you. My social skills suffered. Um, my life, like I definitely got stuck in a certain state of mind that I don't want to be in anymore. But now, like that's why I have problems with my girl because she always wants to go all over the country. She wants to go out, and I'm so used to sitting outside. I mean, sitting inside and just doing whatever, drinking, getting my goals accomplished, being on the phone, being on the internet, having thotties come to me, and she's like, "You don't want to go anywhere," and I'm like, "Bro, I had a warrant for 8 years. I had a warrant for a quarter of my life. I'm 30 years old. I had a warrant for a quarter of my life, and." Being in jail, I mean, I didn't go to jail for that long. In total, a year. We already did the math. But like, and on probation. I've been on probation since I was 16. Wait, I had the court case. I was on probation from 17 to 18. Then I was on probation. I was only off of probation for spring and summer when I was 18 to from 19, bro. Wait, no, that's not true. Hold up. I'll just say it like this. I was only off of probation for 1 year, from 17 to 28. I was going through the legal system. I was either in jail or on probation or a person of interest. That whole time, not okay. Look, so I missed an important part, a very important part. If you didn't see the beginning, the part where I said I served that person, and it's definitely called institutionalized. When I served that person and they didn't wake up after that, there was a rumor that that was coming back into effect because I got off of that at a what's that called on a technicality. There was a rumor that that person's mother was going to try to open that back up. Her ass kept calling my probation officer while I was on probation. There was a rumor that I was going to be charged with home invasion at some point, or at least burglary. And then there was a, and then I was thugging, bro. I just had it. Like my mind exploded, bro. Like you got to understand. The first time I went to jail was horrible. The second time I went to jail was the worst time I went to jail. And being on probation, and all of my friends were going to jail or on probation or pregnant and in jail. Like I was sad, bro. And it was winter time. Like this was my second winter in Chicago as a resident. If you don't know, when you live in a tropical place such as Atlanta, and then you have to experience weather that's negative 10 degrees, um, I was used to that because I grew up in Chicago. I moved when I was 10, bro. But I didn't really remember being there every single day. So the winter times, I had to stay in the house for like 5 months out the year because it was cold and I didn't know how to drive in the snow. So it was just a lot, bro. But like, yeah, I will always say like, no, baby, we don't have to go outside. There's nothing out there for us because that's why I brainwashed myself. I had to go outside, or I was gonna. I mean, I had to stay inside and get drunk. I'd have to get drunk, but I had to stay inside, bro, and do music and do whatever I was doing and watch TV. And it doesn't make it any better. That's what I saw my grandfather do my whole life, because his ass went to prison for 10 years, and that's what he did. I didn't even realize until later. All he did was watch TV and shuffle his cards and play solitaire all day. That's all he would do, because he was institutionalized too. Yeah, bro, I've been in the, yeah, that sucks. Let me read these comments, bro. The bros in here, man. Happy, healthy, and free. Yeah, Raymond. Johnny Blaze is a longtime watcher. Sergio Silva. I don't think that's the same YouTube. How to sell? That's not the name of the video, bro. But yeah, Jersey Shore was popping, man. Yeah, yeah. Johnny Blaze said, I wrote mad raps and hip hop dance when I was high on the white. Come on, man. I'm still having a difficult time transitioning. It's really all about the why and the how. You gotta have a cool plan, bro. You gotta have like a lot of people say you have to replace your habit with another habit. It's not even really, it's that if you say it like that, but it's just about living, bro. Like, what do you really want to do? Because what you're doing is actually stopping you from doing something, whether it be getting that girl that you like or whether it be getting the body that you like. You just got to remember how important you are. You just got to remember that you're not going to be here one day. It's called institutionalization. The gym has been helping me. Damn, brother, you've been in the system. Yeah, for sure. That's not a good thing. That's not cool because I prided myself on that, which is ignorant. Until I heard somebody say, yeah, niggas want to brag about being going to jail. I never been in jail and they think I'm soft. Like, no, nigga, I'm just a better criminal than you. And that dude actually ended up getting the most time out of all my friends. He got 7 years. Ooh, ooh, ooh. At the age, how old were we? That was like when he was 23. That was horrible. What years when I was okay? So when I was 19, that was 2010. When I had the warrant, it was like in I got probation in February 2011. 2012, I didn't do a whole year. I did like 8 months. 2012 was when I moved to Arizona. So it had to be like October. What's after October? November, December. It must have been a warm. It was December because Halloween. I remember Halloween. That was great. It was great. It was great. I almost went to jail that day. Pee Wee's mom, Pee Wee's grandma called the police on us first because the homie threw up in the bathroom. She told us to get out, but that dude's dead. And R.I.P. to him. But so when I got the warrant, it was like a month later. So from 2011, 2010, October 2010 is when I had the warrant. I got to Illinois in March 2010. I had a damn, bro. What's wrong with me? What was wrong with me? So 2010, I turned myself in I did how many days? 60 days. I got out 10/17. I turned myself in September of 2018 when I was 27. The 27 Club. Was I 27? I should have started rapping after that. See, I was so traumatized and so happy to be out. And now I'm here, bro. I've been out of jail for 5 years and I'm still like not doing with my life. But it's not like I went to prison. That would be different. But that was 5 years ago. Oh, that's what's up, man. Johnny Boy. I didn't know about that. That's what how long it was. Yeah, from 2010 to 2018. That was sad, bro. It was so cool to like be able to enjoy myself alone, but I was like really getting sicker every day. That's what's up. My friend, when he got out of prison, had a tough time transitioning back into society, but he's doing a lot better. But he's doing a lot better now. It has not went back. That's what's up, man. I did miss out on dating during my getting high time. That's the sick thing about it being in that world, bro. I didn't even consider females like that. Like I wanted to fornicate, but I just didn't think about that because I was always drunk, bro. Like that was my girlfriend. Alcohol was my girlfriend. I didn't really care about too much else. Plus, like, I can't be drunk, have a warrant with a female over at my grandma's house. And I think of the worst case scenario. We're gonna get into an argument. You're gonna get mad. I'm gonna tell you I have a warrant. You're gonna get mad and call the police on me because I forgot your birthday or something, or like it was just like we might be going on a date or something because I was still open to doing that, and you get pulled over and I got alcohol on my breath, or we're walking to the store. Just I dropped 3 mixtapes. That's it. I dropped like actually I dropped 6 mixtapes because I dropped 3 mixtapes last year. Oh, like when I got out, I dropped the mixtape when I was in jail. Actually, I dropped. I can't remember which one that was. I can't remember. I dropped one mixtape when I was in jail. It came out in like September. Oh, it was called it was called 27. It has my son on the cover with the Naruto headband on his head. I dropped that when I was in jail, and I got out, and I dropped so much fun. So that's two. I dropped another one, and when I moved to Atlanta, I dropped four. So far, like six, yeah. Seven Breaths of Fire. That was my first mixtape. Damn, that's what's up, man. Being isolated for so long takes away that natural response of wanting to be social. It's pretty interesting how that works. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it is. It's pretty interesting how that works. Seven Breaths of Fire was my first mixtape ever. I dropped that in Atlanta. I was a garbage ass rapper back then, and I had a weird rap voice, and my beat selection was horrible. But yeah, that was all of that was because I was not socializing with other people, socializing with my peers. I was getting drunk with my grandma. My grandma, I don't know if she wants her business out there like that, but she's gonna die soon anyway. But my grandma has a drinking problem. We used to sip every day. That she would drink wine and beer though. Um, but nah, that's why my music was so weird because I was not socializing. But like Thirsty the homie, my homeboy Thirsty, my brother Thirsty, he used to put me on a lot of game, and he did not know I was on probation that whole time. He put me on like Famous Dex and a lot of different rappers. Sauce Walker, he put me on Chief Keef, um, a lot of different beat selections. He introduced me to a lot of cool people, and I never listened to mainstream music back then. All I listened to was 3 6 Mafia and Lloyd Banks and the stuff I listened to in high school because I was stuck because I missed home. I missed Atlanta. Even though Chicago was cool, but the females are different. I like them better than the women in Atlanta. But Chicago females are different and they're intimidating in a certain way. Not like a man, but like, you know, what else? Yeah, it was very bittersweet, bro. But like I already before that I was a social butterfly because I had to be. But truthfully, I already didn't like people and I didn't understand people and I only interacted with people because it was beneficial for me financially. So when all my niggas already left, Mandy had a baby and she didn't want to come out like that anymore. And she moved. Her baby daddy went to jail or prison. I forgot what happened with that nigga to be honest. He just stopped hanging out because he had like 3 other kids at the time that nobody knew about. She didn't even know. And then the other homie didn't want to hang out with me like that because of something crazy I did. Nobody was harmed. And then everybody just was weird, bro. And I moved actually. I moved kind of far, but whatever. But nah, it sucked. I missed a lot. I missed I missed everything. But the cool, well, nah, it's actually not cool. But the good thing about it is, it's like I don't try to make up for lost times. I didn't try to like date a whole bunch of girls and what else. Like people would be talking about how they travel with their friends and they worked all these jobs and they went to college. See, I tried to go to college. That's another video. Boom, part two. What I got accomplished or what I was doing. I'm gonna talk about what I was doing when I actually got the warrant because it was crazy. It was crazy. I appreciate that, man. It was very crazy. I'm gonna talk about like the top 10 crazy things that I did and I saw when I had a warrant. I'm gonna end this too. I gotta go do something. Actually, I don't feel like doing it, but yeah, I probably should though. So Sergio Silva said, "Yo, man, I gotta get it going. It was nice hearing you speak about your non-existent life. Stay up, brother. I'm gonna keep my notifications on to see when you go live again. Nice meeting you, Johnny Boy Blaze, and awesome high games. Appreciate that, man. All right, fellas. A nigga is out. I gotta practice my DJing skills. Oh, that's what's up, and shower and all of that. Weight train. Stay up, fellas. Oh, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna be out too, man. I'm gonna watch this video over and probably cry. I'm not gonna cry, man. I'm not that emotional. I'm emotional, like, because I don't have a dad. But I'm not, like, overly emotional. I don't cry. I'm not scared of bugs and shit like that. And shit like that. But 10% of my battery. It is what it is. It's not what it's not. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the bang, you the bang. We the bang together, man. Life is in the breath. Breathe it in. Peace. Thanks, man.